welcome into the Cactus Golf Podcast, episode number 74. I have a jam-packed episode this week.
Yeah.
We have a lot to get through. We have a few news and notes, so let's go ahead and just get started right into it. No chit-chat right off the bat. Let's get into it here. So we got some news and notes we'll start off with. I had right here, just wanted to shout out, again, Joaquin Niemann in the news. Obviously, we'll talk about him later as well, but he's now been... he's accepted an invite to the PGA Championship that he received. So he's now in the Masters, the PGA, and he already qualified for the Open Championship. So
a couple weeks ago, right?
Well, he won the Australian Open.
Yeah,
that's what got him
last month or whatever that was.
Yeah, a month or whatever that was ago. So yeah, now he's in 3 of the 4 majors already this year. He can qualify for the U.S. Open with a good finish at the Masters when he plays there. He just needs to be in the top 60 in the OWGR to qualify, and so if he, obviously Masters will get you points for OWGR, so if he can do a decent finish there, that should bump him up from the current 76 standing that he is at now up into that top 60 to qualify for the U.S. Open.
I want to go into that later. Let's want to talk about OWGR now.
Well, I had that post about it today, and I could go on. We have gone on this forever, and I don't know what you were trying to get at it for the WGR, but
no, I think I saw a post that said that Joaquin Niemann, who has won 3 times, not 2 times on LIV, and then the 1 other time in the Australian Open or whatever.
I think 3 of his last 5.
Yeah, within the last month and a half or whatever it was. And he's went backwards from 72 to 76 in OWGR. Clearly, OWGR is no longer relevant to the current world of golf. Greg Norman.
We've harped on that.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say is Greg Norman kind of sent out a newsletter to all the LIV players. Did you see this?
They're not. Yeah,
they're not pursuing it anymore.
They're not even pursuing it.
Yeah, you did. That's why I saw that post. So clearly, OWGR is trash, and we're moving on.
Right. I don't understand. I don't understand the people that defend it. I get if you don't like LIV, but we're not
biased. That's all it is.
We're not trying to say that LIV is amazing or we love Saudi Arabia and what they do and everything about them. We're not saying that. We just want you to rank the best golfers in the world.
Correct.
And screw your point system.
Yeah.
It used to be good. Now it's absolutely obsolete.
Yeah, you gotta adapt to the times.
It used to work. It doesn't now. Yeah. You don't have to think I'm coming at attacking your family and calling you a POS human being. It's just a bad system.
Absolutely.
It doesn't work. DJ is not the 200th ranked golfer in the world.
Correct.
Accept that. Swallow it. And just admit you're wrong.
Just give us an accurate list. I just want to be able to pull up. So for a sake of an argument, we're talking about current players that are golfing on planet Earth today. I would like a list in order of who is the best player to date. I don't want a list based on these criteria or this 70 holes or 56 holes. Or 54, whatever. I don't care. I want a list top to bottom of the best players. What's his name? Who just won? Jake Knapp, whatever his name is.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he is not a better golfer than Joaquin Niemann. He is not.
Well, the best example again we talked about with Nick Dunlap going from 4,000 to 60 in 1 week. It's just a bad. Even if you chop out LIV doesn't exist. The fact that Nick Dunlap, say he won, that example was 5 years ago before LIV existed, he still would have gone from 4,000 to 60. That's still a terrible system, regardless of LIV. In a vacuum, that's a terrible system. You shouldn't go from 4,000 to 60, no matter what.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely.
Either he was wrong in his ranking of 4,000, so they should change it for that, or he shouldn't be able to jump from 4,000 to 60. There's no way of justifying it. There's literally no way of justifying it. The people that defend it just need to swallow the pride and be look, I'm not attacking you. I'm just saying you're wrong, and it's objectively wrong. There's no argument. You are wrong. And the people that run OWGR, just swallow your pride. You're wrong. Change it. You've changed it before. We covered that before. They've changed it multiple times. Just change it.
Let's move on. Jesus.
Or everybody just collectively cancel culture here.
Oh, Jesus.
Cancel OWGR. Everybody just go to TUGR. like I posted, it's not perfect, but it's definitely better.
It's absolutely better.
Obviously better.
It's absolutely better. We'll just keep going on.
But that's all. Yeah, that's all. You got I got all hyped up there. But you got other news?
Yeah, I got one. I got to pull up, but I'll talk about one as I'm pulling this one up. Is this true? Is LeBron and Drake actually part of this investment group?
LeBron, Drake. I just saw a few others.
What's his name from Parks and Rec? One of the characters from Parks and Rec.
I just saw a few others as well. That when I was scrolling X earlier, I just saw like on my way over here. I saw it.
Yeah, while you were driving. Is that what you were saying?
Maybe.
Dude, man, get him. That's crazy because originally this was just.
Oh yeah, Lindsey Vonn and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Joining Drake and LeBron.
See, that's interesting to me because this all came out. It was major league team owners that were the original investors. That's what it came out as what it said. And now we're finding out through more details that it's major athletes and public celebrities.
Well, yeah, it was that ownership group
Yeah.
that did it. The Boston, I forget what the name of it is.
Yeah,
Like the Boston Sports Group, essentially. And then, yeah, we have these individuals now. I don't know what that means for, like, the potential merger, I guess. I don't know what that means for that, if that's, a hindrance to that, or if that's still going to happen. I have no clue. I don't know. It's interesting. I think it's interesting. It's hopefully. I think it's good, I guess, regardless of the merger, because like we talked about, these investors are obviously going to want to see growth. So I think that's going to spur them to make changes, like we've been talking about, to the TV broadcasting, to maybe implementing something like LIV did with the watch any shot, any player, any time thing. So hopefully, the more investors, the more pressure there is, to make those, enhancements to the.
And I think too is from a PGA standpoint, like I was just in my text group with people in my family that golf, and like we're talking about how excited we are to watch the PGA this week because it's a signature event. The best of the best players are going to be out there. Last week it was a little bit better of a field. Obviously we had Rory playing last week and this
is about as good a field as you're going to have outside of a major.
Correct.
In the PGA Tour.
Correct.
This week. Yeah.
But the week before last, like the last couple of weeks, like the Mexico Open and different one, another one I'm forgetting about. Maybe just Mexico Open. I'm thinking of these past 2 weeks. The field hasn't been exciting. So like, I almost want to go back to what Ricky said a couple weeks ago, or last week, that the PGA needs to have a legit off season, and we almost need to shrink the amount of tournaments we have so we get the best of the best players playing more consistently. The same way, it's like how mad would you be if you go to watch your favorite NFL team and your favorite players aren't even playing?
Well, that happens in the NBA a lot, and they kind of made changes to the.
How long is the NBA season?
Well, they made it's 82 games, and so they changed the rule to like for MVP and like all those awards.
Yeah,
they made a threshold of how many games you have to play to be eligible for those awards.
Yeah,
and so it's helped a little bit, I think, this year. And then obviously it's like from if players get hurt, like Joel Embiid, he was on pace to win MVP, he got hurt and isn't going to get there. But then also you got to think like there's voters for that. Kind of getting off topic here, but there's voters for the MVP, and it's like, well, if somebody sits out and only play, like, the threshold is 65 games, if somebody sits out and only plays 60, then you kind of want the the writers that vote on it to kind of like do that for themselves, and you don't need a rule for it. But
not everyone's smart. People are just biased.
Right, yeah. I mean, yeah, you have biases and whatnot, but that's kind of off topic. But, I mean, I think I was reading somebody, I wish I could shout them out who it was, but they were saying today about kind of just like, look, let's just ditch this. Obviously, we've been saying this, ditch the whole hate between LIV and PGA, and maybe not even the off season, but, LIV just, we need to have more like for the Mexico Open, really poor field.
Yeah.
We can just have that be an off week. LIV plays that week, and you can have invitationals where LIV can go play PGA and make have super super strong fields when LIV can go play in PGA and those off weeks from LIV. And I don't know if they obviously you can only have so many players on LIV with the setup they have, but I mean, that's never going to happen, but it would be completely ideal for the sport and then also for fans, and it would also draw more eyeballs, to each event too.
Absolutely. I mean, 100% absolutely. There's just, again, it's what it all comes down to is they should be making these decisions for the betterment of the fans and the players, right?
Well, I mean, if you're an investor, I mean, it would be good for you too, because I mean, if you allowed just hypothetically LIV players to come over and play, and Arnold Palmer, I mean, could you imagine how many more people would watch
100%.
if they just magically snapped their fingers and said, "Okay, Brooks, come on over and play the Arnold Palmer"? How many people would watch that?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity for these two leagues to coincide and to create like almost the perfect golf season and truly give it the off season that it deserves. Or if they want to go, I don't know, however they got to figure this out, but they've got to figure something out, because these weak fields that we've been experiencing this past few weeks, those tournaments almost just need to.
What would be super sweet if there was some kind of qualifier. So like, who was Austin Eckroat? We'll get to it. Won the Cognizant, obviously. So that gets him into the Arnold Palmer this week, and then also into the Masters for winning the event. So I think it'd be sweet if it was something like LIV, like you get top 5 in LIV or win on LIV, something like that qualifies you for like the signatures or something like that.
Yeah,
that'd be
figure it out how to.
And you know how much headlines would come from that? I mean, so many headlines would come from that. It would be crazy. And then also you have these players on LIV. Not even that many of them, or I'm sorry, a lot of them are saying they wouldn't even want to. Like, they've been asked, like, "Oh, do you miss playing on any events on the PGA Tour?" And I think most of them, like Rahm, I think, and like Niemann, I think, have said like, "Yeah, I miss like 3 or 4 of the events."
Yeah,
like they miss some, but it's like the big ones, like Arnold Palmer, probably maybe like the.
Well, Rahm was saying all like the West Coast swing is what he missed.
Okay, yeah. So the Genesis probably, I imagine,
management, because he lives out here. He drives past the stadium all the time, or the stadium course, all the time, and it was sad that he's not going to be able to play there this year.
Yeah, so I mean, if there was some kind of thing, I mean, that, again, never going to happen, but that would be sweet if there was some kind of exemption for that, like top player on LIV or the top 3 from the that previous finish on LIV or something like that. That'd be kind of sweet.
I have like 2 more quick top 3 actually, but I'll be very, very fast. So speaking of the whole LIV, did you see what one of the reporters from I forget what his name is.
I think I have that in my notes.
Paul Azinger or whatever.
Oh no, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he said the best players aren't all playing PGA Tour tournaments. That's over. The PGA Tour has fast become the qualifier for LIV, and it's a sad day for golf.
I mean, I don't know about that exactly.
That's kind of extreme. That's
I don't know
very
if it's a qualifier for LIV.
Yeah, that's like a very extreme remark.
But coming from him, yeah, I mean, he's a big name in the sport. So I think that's interesting that he had that take. But yeah, so I thought you were gonna say something else, but yeah.
There was a leak somewhere that said a source somewhere very close to TNT that hosts the match says that the next edition of the match is going to be a PGA LIV event.
That'd be sweet. They need to do something because the viewership was way down.
Horrendous.
Yeah.
Horrendous. And then the last thing I had was, did you see that TGL's, their bid to put up the whole stadium and anything, like quadrupled in price now?
No.
It was like $10 million. Now it's up to like $45
It's like rebuild what got messed up, right?
Yeah, and like all the surge prices and everything. And
the Wendy's screwing them over.
Yeah.
The surge pricing.
Yeah, Wendy's.
That 2x4 surge pricing.
Yeah. Oh, it's like, oh, sorry. In March, 2x4 prices go up significantly. Yeah, so.
It's midnight 2x4s, man. They're tough to come by.
Tiger's scrambling now, trying to get this.
You need a box of nails. That's 2.4x the normal pricing, actually.
All right, let's rock.
All right, let's move on to the Cognizant Classic review here. So Austin Eckroat gets his first win in his 50th PGA Tour start on a Monday finish. He started Monday with a one-shot lead, so he started the final round on Monday. They weren't able to finish on Sunday, of course, and he never let go. He extended that. He won by 3 strokes. So he earns, like I mentioned earlier, the invite into Arnold Palmer this week, and then also his first appearance to the Masters. It was a very, very tight scoreboard on Sunday. A lot of lower scores than I was anticipating, lower scores than we've seen at this event previously, and that's what my question to you is, and not to get too far, not to get off the topic of Austin Eckroat too quick. Shout out to him, but were the scores too low? I mean, they turned one par 4 into a par 5, made it a little easier, and it was definitely lower scores than previously. I mean, why? And this coming week we'll have another supposedly lower scoring event, but like we talk about this, they're rolling the golf ball back because like their score, ball's going too far, players getting hitting the ball too far. The courses aren't able to keep up with how players are playing now and the technology, and yet we have courses like this making the course easier. Like I would love to see more events have tougher courses, make it harder on the players.
I'm surprised because this course is famous for the bear trap.
Right.
So is it 16, 17, 18? I think, or is it 15, 16, 17, whatever it is.
15, 16, 17, because 18's easy, not easy, but one of the easier par 5s. Yeah, you can score on it.
I'm surprised that it was as low scoring as it was this year, just because of how the severity of those stretch of holes. I mean, you saw Rory, ankle deep in water trying to hit his ball out on, I think it was 16. I'm a little surprised that it actually went that low. I don't know how I feel of whether I think a course. I like to watch sometimes a birdie fest. It's exciting, but it's also nice to see golfers. Sounds weird. It's nice to see them struggle too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
See, hard
especially when all you see is birdie fest. Like let's change it up. I don't want to see every event be 20 under, 25 under. Let's mix it up.
The only thing that's exciting is if like records are almost getting close to being broke. That's when it kind of gets a little exciting. If you have like someone that's on a alert for sub 60 round, that gets a little exciting. That could possibly happen. But
I mean, you could also have like a tournament again like this, like the Arnold Palmer this week as well. That's known for being a tougher tournament. And you just have that be your thing, like the Waste Management obviously has, the whole 16.
Yeah.
You can have like your tournament be like known for it's hard.
The players is usually significantly tougher, correct? TPC Sawgrass. I thought it's usually a little.
I think it's easier than Arnold Palmer. I think Arnold Palmer it's like one of the toughest. I think.
Really.
Outside of just outside of majors, I think it is known for being the toughest course. But yeah, I think if you're known for that, then you can also set records for that tournament. Like, oh, this is the lowest round for that tournament. Maybe it's only 64, 63, but that means it's like that much harder because, it's known for being that tough. Like just like the U.S. Open is,
Yeah.
Like last year, it was one of the easier U.S. Opens we had in a long, long time. And they weren't breaking records. And maybe there was an asterisk because I think Ricky and also Wyndham Clark were both vying for breaking the U.S. Open single round record. Either they broke it or they got close, and I think that's something you can talk about, even though it's not shooting a 59 like lowest round on tour, but in history. But for that tournament's own history, I think that'd still be cool if more tournaments did that.
Yeah, I think it would be fun to watch, and I guess it goes both ways. If you have too many of low scoring events, then of course it gets old. You want to have a little bit different of a leaderboard. I was definitely very wrong. The players, Scottie finished 17 under last year.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I didn't think it was.
He also blew away by 5 strokes.
Really?
Tyrrell, but
yeah,
I don't know. Still.
Just going to run through the rest of the top 10 here. So Eckroat finished first. T2 we had Eric Van Rooyen and Minwoo Lee. T4 we had a big group of KH Lee, Cameron Young, Jake Knapp, Shane Lowry, and David Skins. T9 we had another big group of Keith Mitchell, Billy Horschel, Alex Noren, Peter Malnati, Andrew Novak, Martin Laird, and Kevin Yu. So it was a good tournament. It was entertaining. Like I said, on Sunday it was super tight. I want to say we had probably 15 players within like a couple strokes on Sunday, and then Eckroat kind of ran away with it on Monday in the finish and the restart. Some other notable finishes we had. Matt Fitzpatrick and Rory McIlroy finished T21. Tom Kim finished T62. Sung Jae Im missed the cut. Those are some of the notables I had there. That's all I had for
the only thing I was going to add was we see another first time winner this season.
That's true. Yep.
Another first time winner.
Not a rookie, but first time winner. Yeah.
Correct. Yep. I feel like this is way more than the previous year. The previous year had a little bit of a slower start too.
Last year we had Rahm win several events before the Masters. We had Scottie win a couple, I believe.
We're not seeing. So I guess that was bringing up to my. I think it's pretty obvious here. Are we seeing? Is this, LIV taking on more of these top players, essentially going to be given the opportunity for more of these rookies and or not as popular players to start getting a little bit more of a little headlines for themselves.
Yeah, I think absolutely. I think it's partially that some of the top players are gone, so it's making it's more wide open. But also, I think something we've said before as well. There's just a lot of good golfers out there in general, and I think. Yeah, there's more really good golfers, and any weekend somebody can get hot. So I think
that's the thing is they only have to get hot for 4 days, right?
Yeah, 4 days get hot, maybe and especially like the Mexico Open. Yeah, that was a completely wide open field. Finau was the only decent name up there, and he's not even. I think Tony Finau is actually way overrated at this point. If you've looked at all his stats, not to catch a stray on Tony Finau too much, but he's way overrated if you look at his overall career accolades. I think his best win is like the Rocket Mortgage Classic. He's like his biggest high profile win.
Well, it kind of goes to the whole thing, like him and Tommy Fleetwood too.
Well, Fleetwood, I think he's got
argue both of them. I guess.
I think for one, I think Fleetwood's a little. Maybe he's not as quite as. I think he's a little younger. I want to say so.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I think he's a little younger. He also has at least some DP World Tour wins. So that's at least something. But yeah, not to get off off topic here. But I think there's just a lot of good golfers out there that can get hot. But I think that LIV thing definitely plays a part in it.
All right, you ready for two truths?
Let's do it.
All right, never done before for Austin. So, find the lie. He used to room with Victor Hovland and Matthew Wolff. He played for
two roommates. Interesting.
Oklahoma State University.
That's where Victor Hovland played.
He is sponsored by Calvin Klein.
I wasn't doing research. I haven't done research for these in a long, long time. But I was just scrolling through doing my prep, and I came across some things that you usually ask. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll get it this time. I know he uses ping, driver, irons, and putter.
Yeah.
Titleist ball. I do know he went to Oklahoma State. I stumbled upon that. So I do know he went to Oklahoma State. I don't know if he roomed with them exactly. So what were all of them again?
He used to room with Victor Hovland and Matthew Wolff. He played for Oklahoma State University.
So I know that.
And he is sponsored by Calvin Klein.
So it's, middle one's definitely true. I know that for a fact. I don't know if Matthew Wolff went to Oklahoma State, but I feel like that's super random to make that up. Calvin Klein, I don't remember what his clothes looked like exactly. If you just would have said Hovland, then I think the last one for sure. But adding that Matthew Wolff in there really makes it weird. Calvin Klein. I want to say Calvin Klein's true. I'm gonna go. The first one's false.
No, my friend.
Dang it.
No.
I really had no idea about Klein, but I feel like that could have been true.
So if you look at his polos, because it's caught me off guard. I was surprised by it. Michael Kors.
Oh, okay.
Michael Kors is his sponsor, which I don't see. I don't think I noticed any other golfer with a Michael Kors sponsor.
I don't know.
So that one to me just surprised me when I saw that. So I was like, that's.
I didn't really watch Monday at all because I was working, and I did watch a good amount Sunday though. But he wasn't. He kind of came. He started Sunday.
Yeah.
I think a few shots back when he started on Sunday, and. So I think they didn't really show him a whole lot when I was watching on Sunday because he wasn't really at the lead yet. So I didn't really see that.
You know what was interesting too, real fast? The Seminole.
The pro member,
whatever. Yeah, that was interesting because you had Eric Van Rooyen.
Oh, dude, it was loaded. Mackenzie Hughes.
They all
I think Robert McIntyre. Everybody.
They just went down the street and played there.
Literally everyone.
I saw an article that was if Eric Van Rooyen if like it got close
He'd have to
towards
leave.
the end, they had a shuttle ready for him to take him over.
Dude, it was studded. It was star-studded.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Every single there was not like a bad name on the pro side at all.
No.
It was crazy.
Yeah, that was kind of funny and I saw like the winners of that were
Mackenzie Hughes won. There was a gross and then
Mackenzie Hughes and Frank Edwards.
Yeah, the members you're not going to know, obviously.
Yeah. So 64.
There was a gross and a net. I think they did. I think somebody else won the net.
Got it.
Let's move on to the LIV Jeddah review here. So as we mentioned, Joaquin Niemann, he gets his second LIV win, 2 out of the last 3 on LIV. And he continued to call out the OWGR. This is the quote that I thought you were reading, but you didn't. So I'm glad we can get to it here now. So he was told by a reporter after he won that he's now a favorite to win a major. And he responds, "How is that possible if I'm number 100 in the world?" I mean, he's not 100, he's 76 now, but it's the same point. It's how's that possible? I mean, that's so crazy. I mean, maybe OWGR should partner with DraftKings. Maybe they can come up with the rankings at that point. I don't know. That's crazy.
I hope they do, because then our odds would get real juicy for stuff like this.
OWGR. DraftKings OWGR says
top 20 as a 100-plus golfer, Niemann, plus 2,000. Cash.
His top 10 for Masters should be at least plus 1,000, I think.
Exactly.
Plus 2,000. I don't know. Come on.
That's just crazy.
Yeah, so, great point. It's what we're preaching here. Crushers win the team tournament, overcoming an 11-stroke deficit on the final round, and they actually won by 4, I believe. So he blew away the field on Sunday. They jumped to the top of the team standings, as does Niemann jump to the top of the individual standings. We'll go through the top 10 here real quick. Joaquin Niemann, like I said, first. T2, we had a pair of South Africans, Louis Oosthuizen. Carl Schwartzel as well. Then solo fourth, we had Bryson DeChambeau.
Brian DeChambeau.
His alter ego. And then solo fifth, we had John Rahm. T6, a big group of Charles Howell III, Anirban Lahiri, Phil Mickelson, Taylor Gooch, Adrian Moronk, Jason Kokrak.
Phil Mickelson.
Phil finally does something here.
So,
is she his new putter?
No. Oh, lab putter.
Yeah, it's like the Spade, huge. I feel like Phil's pretty known for his putter. I feel like I'm surprised he changed. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, he had that blade type of putter.
Yeah,
like there's how I say blade. It was like a
half moon kind of thing.
Yeah,
kind of like John Rahm's.
It was like a butter knife type of thing. It was really interesting.
Butter knife.
So, here's my topic on my thing I'm bringing up. Phil Mickelson getting hot around Masters time. Kind of sounds.
Well, I was looking at the Masters last year, the leaderboard. I just for some reason scrolled on. Well, actually, no, I was on Masters.com.
What is it?
They got the pimento cheese bundle thing.
Oh,
the $100 pimento cheese. You get the drinks, the cups, and all that. I was like, man, I might have that.
Yeah.
But then they had the leaderboard from last year at the top. 4 of the top 6 finishers are on LIV now. Because you had John Rahm win it.
Yeah.
Phil, Reed, Brooks.
That's 4.
And then there was Spieth and someone, Russell Henley, were the top 6. 4 of the top 6 are on LIV now.
Wow.
3 of them were already.
Yeah. They just added the number 1.
That's so bizarre.
We're seeing it more and more for these tournaments. Like the past few weeks. Previous winner, John Rahm. Previous winner, John Rahm. You're starting to...
And like I said, that one tournament, I think, 6 out of the last 10 were LIV, like Bubba, 1-2, DJ.
Yeah.
And you had Joaquin, like at one tournament, 6 out of the last 10 of that one event. I forget, it was one of the West Coast events that LIV members win. So crazy. I'm going to round out some other notables here from LIVs. We had Brooks and Abraham Answer finish T12, Tyrrell Hatton T15, DJ T27, Cam Smith, not a hot start for Cam Smith yet this year, T41 for him. Anthony Kim, I have DFL, I'm going to say dead fucking last by 11 strokes. Yeah. By 11 strokes, not even DFL, by 11 strokes DFL, dead fucking last. So he's shaking off some rust. We'll give it.
You know what? How could you place money on him to think that he would even come anywhere close?
That's why. I asked you. He wasn't last in the rankings or DK, not rankings, but DK's odds. Yes. He wasn't last.
How could you ever put money on it? Anyone coming back? Will Zalatoris when he came back?
Oh, Zalatoris was out less than a year. It was
for sure. I know it's a little bit. Even more of a reason why you shouldn't put money on.
Well, you looked for it. You were like, oh, wait, there's no cut on LIV. If there was a no cut or bet cut or no cut, that'd have been a smash bet.
Yeah, there's no chance that anyone. The guy, did you see that he went to dab up John Rahm and John Rahm thought he was a fan and started signing something for him? Did you see that?
I did not see
there's a video. He goes to dab him up and John Rahm.
How did they not meet already? Come on.
John Rahm takes out a Sharpie like he's about to sign something for him.
Jesus.
Well, you see, again, I'm not questioning how anyone dresses. I really don't care, but
he's
he was untucked polo, shorts, some Jordans. That's how he was pretty much playing. His shirt said or his hat or his shirt said girl dad or something like that. So that's how he was walking around. No wonder John Rahm was oh, this guy's a fan. He just wants an autograph real quick.
Yeah, I hope he improves. I think I don't know how
he's
slow.
All season long, right?
Yeah, I don't know how slow it's gonna be for him to get back into form, but I'd like to see him at least.
Of course,
play a little better. I don't want to see him be DFL by 11 strokes.
Yeah, that's tough.
No bueno. That's all I had. The notables there. Yeah, I know you got the last two truths about Joaquin Niemann. You got correct. Not the DJ one, most recent. You didn't get right. Yeah. The last Niemann one, you did get correct. So here's it is, two truths for Joaquin Niemann. Again, second time in the last 3 events.
I like this.
So you got the last one right.
Okay.
You're 50% in the last 2. So that's
okay.
Whatever you want to do with that.
Haven't we had 3 events this year in LIV?
Well, yeah, but it's just in the last 2.
Okay, got it.
Trying to help your odds out because I don't think you got the last one right. Otherwise, you're I think 33% this year. So
all right.
2 truths, 1 lie. If he could have any trait of any golfer, he would pick Cam Smith's putting.
I would.
The golfer he most admires is Tiger Woods. He has made 5 hole-in-ones in his life.
I'm going to go with my gut. The last one's a lie.
5 hole-in-ones?
Yeah.
That is true.
Oh, okay.
5 hole-in-ones. Tiger is the golfer he most admires.
Smith.
If he could have any trait of any golfer, it would be... Oh, shoot, I got rid of it here. I don't remember who it was. It was the putting of one of his teammates.
Oh. I don't even know. What's his name? Brendan Grace?
No, that's he's not on Torque. It's another Torque member. Gosh, I had it in my head. I'm like, I don't need to write it down, but apparently I did need to write it down.
Mito Pereira?
No, it was Sebastian Munoz. I was thinking Carlos Ortiz, but yeah, one of those. Sebastian Munoz. If he could have anyone's trait of any golfer, Sebastian Munoz is putting.
Okay, I would have Cam Smith putting.
What a terrible pick.
Yeah, exactly. Have you seen Cam Smith?
I almost put Bryson's driving, but I'm like, I'll go Cam Smith's putting. I'll do that instead.
Fair enough.
Sebastian Munoz is
we
putting.
Went over this.
I haven't seen Sebastian's putting stats, but hopefully they're good. Let's move on to the Arnold Palmer preview here. We have defending champion Kurt Kitayama came out of nowhere to win that elevated event last year. It was that Arnold Palmer's Bay Hill Club and Lodge in Orlando, Florida. Par 72, 7,466 yards. 4th signature event of the season. I have my notes here that I mentioned earlier. Supposedly a tough test, but hopefully they didn't make the course super easy like they did last week. Let's keep it tough here. Come on, let's see a tough course for once in our life. Almost all the top players will be here. No Tony Finau, which, like I mentioned, isn't even that big of a loss.
What's up with this recent hate for Tony?
Well, I lost my last 2 bets on him. That doesn't help.
Okay, got you.
Last time you have that bet on him, he didn't hit.
God, I'm like,
actually, no, I think he did actually have a top 20 parlay for me. I think he did. But come on. That was the Mexico Open. He was the only big name. Like, top 20 is all you can do? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on now. Tony's catching strays, but I don't care. That's what I got. So like I said, I'm hoping we give a tougher test here for these golfers. It's a super stacked field. This is almost as good a field as you're going to get on the PGA Tour. About as good as you're going to get there.
Absolutely. You said the previous winner already, right, or no?
Yeah, Kurt Kitayama.
Yeah, remember he finished that off. He marked his ball with his quarter when it was like literally teetering on the edge of the hole.
I don't remember that.
On
yeah,
18,
okay.
Because they had to let the last player finish so he can putt it in to win it. So currently the current favorite betting odd. If you had to guess who it was, who do you think?
Kurt Kitayama, because he won it last, right?
Yeah, no.
Oh.
Are you serious? I hope not. I was like,
Scottie.
win. It's Scottie, yeah. Plus 650. He is the current favorite, followed by Rory plus 900. I think it was like Victor, Xander, and someone else was like 60.
We haven't seen Victor in a minute.
No, man.
Since before Waste Management. Yeah, since Genesis. Or Arnold Palmer. Arnold Palmer, yeah, because that was the event before Waste Management, yeah.
No, Arnold Palmer was this week.
Oh, what am I? AT&T. The A's got messed up.
I got you.
AT&T, sorry.
So I am. It looks like I see your pick, and I think you're going. You said it earlier. You're going to go just pick the same person until they win, and I went the same thing. I went Patrick Cantlay, which I said I'm going to keep betting Cantlay until he wins. So I went Cantlay again to win.
I'm going Justin Thomas.
Yes. Well, ditto for just listen to everything we said in previous episodes.
It's coming.
I agree. I think the same thing too.
What's the definition of insanity, right?
Exactly. Definition of insanity is people that listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, I feel good on Cantlay winning. His last finish was a top 5 finish at the Genesis. Had a little time off from these weak fields, and he's gonna come back and storm. I mean, he's got that cold-blooded killer attitude. I feel like in him, man. Just that, like, I'm gonna come take.
I don't get those vibes from Cantlay.
I get that vibe of I'm gonna come and take that red cashmere sweater from you.
I don't get that vibe from Cantlay.
You get the joke of the red cashmere sweater, right?
Well, I mean, that's what they get for winning.
Yeah, I gotta make sure you get that. I don't know if it's a cashmere sweater, but I think it's like
cashmere or not. I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, JT. I mean, he's gonna come through at some point. His strokes gained total recently are outstanding, and it's all gonna come together at some point. So I'm gonna pick him here again. If he doesn't win it here, I might have to take a break. I can't do it literally every time, but we'll see.
Not until the next signature event.
Yeah, or the Masters or something like that. Yeah. It's coming up. Let's move on. I got notes for the Puerto Rico Open. I don't know if you did. So we got defending champion. It's going to be the two events this week technically, or 1.5, whatever you want to call it. Puerto Rico Open. It's defending champion Nico Echevarria. It's honestly like a similar field to the Mexico Open. It's at the Grand Reserve Country Club, Rio Grande, Puerto Rico. It's a par 72, 7,560 yards. A chance for some upcomers, to make a breakthrough, kind of like Jake Knapp did in the Mexico Open, get a chance to get some points, FedEx points and whatnot. So some of the players in the field, like I mentioned, we have defending champion Nico Echevarria, Daniel Berger, who's I think a better golfer. I think he if it wasn't for him being out for health related reasons the last 18 months, he'd be at the Arnold Palmer, but he doesn't have anything to stand on because he hasn't been played in 18 months. So he has to go to this event. With Aaron Wise, he actually had to fall. He had to drop out of the Masters last year due to some mental health issues. He was actually a PGA Tour Rookie of the Year in 2018, so a decent little golfer there. KH Lee,
I have to drop out of my golf things for mental health reasons too.
Okay.
Because I want to break
the
club over my knee.
Oh, okay.
That's the reason why.
Got it. Yeah, you should do that more often then. Yeah.
I know.
Just just withdraw when you're like +5. I'm like, I finished +5, man.
Exactly. After the first 3 holes.
KH Lee, he finished top 10 at the last week's event. Cameron Champ, Robert McIntyre, Joel Damon, Rasmus Højgaard. So not a terrible. I mean, I'd argue that's almost better than the Mexico Open right there.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I'm going Daniel Berger for that one. I assume you don't have a pick. Maybe
I'm going to go Patrick Cantlay for the Arnold Palmer.
Interesting.
For resort to my earlier topic is what's his name? He's Akshay's playing in the Arnold Palmer.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, he won. He won an event, so yeah, he should be.
Yeah, never mind. That was who I was thinking in my head. I'll go the crowd favorite. I'll go Joel Damon.
Going Damon. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so that's all I had. I just wanted to shout it out a little bit because we got that event this week. Let's move on to the LIV Hong Kong preview. Hong Kong Golf Club. We don't have a defending champion. First time LIV's played here. Hong Kong Golf Club. Sheng Shui, Hong Kong. I'm going to say Sheng Shui. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Par 70. Listen to this. 6,710 yards. That's
Yeah,
something
it's
I'll
short.
play tomorrow, actually, or something like that.
That's
It's pretty short. I don't know. So a dozen current LIV members have actually played at the most recent Hong Kong Open, which is played at this course, including in 2023. Cameron Smith played there. He finished runner-up at that event at the Hong Kong Open. And so a lot of players are familiar with this course. It's held some pretty decent events here before, so it's it's short, but it's held some nice events here before. So second to last event for LIV before the Masters, or second to last LIV event before the Masters. They'll have the Miami Open right the week before the Masters. So.
I saw they came out and selected their locations for the individual players championship and the team championship.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah, Rich Harvest Farms in Chicago will host the individual players championship, and then a course in Houston will host the team championship this year. So I thought that was the interesting picks for them to come out and pick those two spots. But anyways, same purse, $25 million, 20 for the individual, 5 for the team. Current favorite is John Rahm plus 500, followed by Joaquin Niemann at plus 800. I am going Mr. Longball on a short course here, Bryson DeChambeau. He's a plus 1,200. Been playing pretty well just last week alone. We talked about him. He finished solo 4th. And I think he's going to have a lot of eagle opportunities here this week. A lot of as long as he can keep his driver on a rope and keep it straight and find those fairways, he's going to have some really short, if not second shot putts this week. So.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go John Rahm. Just going betting favorite. I think he's going to get his first LIV win here before too long. So I'm going to keep picking him. I think I picked him last time. So I'm going to keep hopping on that train. The Spaniard. You ready for a betting corner?
I am. Yes. Okay. You went plus 3.
God, man. I had 2 picks that heat.
Really?
2. Dang. Keith Mitchell finished on Sunday and was T7, but with he's like T4 with, but there was like a total of like 7 people in the top 4 or whatever, T4.
So,
like 4 guys tied for T4.
Yeah.
So he finished his round solidly in there. I'm like, okay, as long as not enough people go up with him.
Yeah.
Plenty of people did. So he ended up T9. I had him T10. I think 15 people finished in there, and then Shane Lowry had T5. He finished T4, but with like 4 other people. So 2 picks, but they both dead heated. And oh gosh,
better than me.
I could have made a lot of units back.
I went 0-4 last week. The only closest thing I had last week was Minwoo Lee winning it, who was my original pick, and he was T2 last week.
I put a live pick on him to win to start like before the Sunday round started.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, he's only 2 strokes back to start Sunday, and he'd been making a lot of eagles the week for Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm like, if anybody can make up a 2-shot lead, I think it's going to be him. And so I think I got him in at like 22-1 or something. So I put a few bucks on that. And I'm like, man, if anybody can do it, he got close. But he had like a double bogey on like 6. That kind of took him out of it. He got close though.
Tough.
I was looking for a long shot to start this Sunday and didn't, because there was a lot of people grouped up. So I'm like, hey, there's an opportunity here. But yeah, let's.
Why don't you go first?
I'll go first here. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the parlays. I've been liking the kind of shorter odds parlays. So I'm gonna go my first one here: Rory McIlroy and JT, both the top 20. That's plus 203. On 38 big ones on that one.
38. Oof, that is big ones. I'm going back to my previous pick last week. I'm going Minwoo. Top 10 finish, plus 350, 24 units. We just talked about him a second ago. A T2 finish last week. I like the momentum that he's going to be carrying into to this week. And I like to see him maybe even in that little red sweater too.
I like Minwoo, yeah. I think it's not a bad pick. I like that. On my next one here, I'm going Tommy Fleetwood, a top 5. Plus 600. I think it's pretty good odds for him for a top 5. He's a stacked field, but I like that. I'm going 18 units on old Tommy. So I think, he's, it's a stacked field, so it's tough. It made it hard for these picks. But I like Tommy. I thought plus 600 was kind of long for, even it's a top 5, but still I think plus 600 was pretty long. So I like that, going 18 units. I'm going a little mainstream this week. You like to make fun of my long shot picks, but I'm going mainstream here.
I'm going to Canadian. Oh, Canada.
There's a few to pick from. I don't know.
Corey Connors.
Okay.
Corey Connors, top 10 finish, plus 400, 20 units. He has not missed a cut yet this season so far. So I think he's been playing pretty relevant, been sticking around, and this is a good week to make that jump into the top 10. And I think, in my opinion, it's going to go one way or the other. He's got a top 10 finish or he's getting cut this week.
Okay.
But I like the top 10 more.
I remember, I think it was last week or 2 weeks. No, it was last week. When Nap won 2 weeks ago, right?
Yes.
So so this past week, I tried to combine pick somebody to make the cut, but then also combine somebody to miss the cut. They don't let you parlay those two. You can parlay multiple to make the cut or multiple to miss the cut, but you can't do both. That's stupid. Because I was gonna combine Nap to miss the cut. Yeah. So I'm like, after a big win, I think I can get good odds on it too. Yeah. I'm glad I didn't, because he ended up getting like T5 or something like that. But I'm like, I wish you could do that though. But I'm glad I don't. I don't know. My next one, I'm going Cameron Young and Victor Hovland again, parlay, both top 20 there. That's plus 221. I'm on 32 units. Another big, kind of heavy-handed there. Hovland had some time off. I think that's going to do him well. I think he's going to come back with a vengeance and finish at least top 20 again. It's a bigger field for a signature event, not one of the shorter ones we have. It's got a cut and everything. But yeah, I think Cameron Young's playing pretty well right now, and Victor Hovland, I think, is going to come back and get closer back to form like we've seen
Cam Young scares me, either in a good way or a bad way. He's a little volatile, but when he is on, the dude is.
He's been playing pretty well this year, and like the end of last year, middle of last year, he was after the Masters. Really, he was not good. Yeah, he had that incredible opening round at the Masters. I think he was almost the first round leader. Almost, he was close. After that, he didn't really do well, but I think he's gotten his form back. So I trust him for a top 20. Him and Hovland.
I got my swagger back.
Oh.
All right, I'm going. Will Zalatoris is my next pick. I'm going to bets that I've hit so far this year.
The broom putter.
Yes, Will Zalatoris top 5, plus 650, 14 units. His last finish was runner-up at the Genesis this year, and we're kind of getting close to the time when he got hurt last year too. We're starting to anniversary some of this time. He withdrew from the Masters, so we're getting kind of close to this time when things were a little rough for him. So it's all in the up and up now, and it's a great time to make a statement from where he was finishing last year at this time. So. Yep.
Okay. Old Willie Z with the broom putter. I'm gonna go a little different. So I used some heavy units on a couple picks. So I've got some light. So I went some long shots. So I'm going a first round leader. I'm going Colin Morikawa. We haven't seen Colin lately.
He was another one that worries me too.
He kind of does, but he got good odds on it. So I'm going first round leader, Colin Morikawa plus 3,000. So I'm going 6 units. So light, but it'd give me a good little chunk of change. So I'm going Colin, first round leader plus 3,000. I think we're kind of due for to see Colin make some noise a little bit, so I like that. I don't know really. I didn't really dig into the stats as far as if this course fits him super well, but I believe in maybe taking a long shot pick on him, first round leader. I don't need him to win or anything. Just get off to a good start on Thursday.
I like it. Triple chance: Victor Hovland, Patrick Cantlay, Jordan Spieth. Triple chance plus 450, 19 units on this one. Like we mentioned before, I haven't seen much of Hovland so far this season. But doesn't mean he can't get hot out of nowhere. Cantlay I like, just a cold-blooded killer. That's what I'm thinking of Cantlay. And Spieth.
That's like the worst thing. He looks like the least intimidating or anything person.
I can totally see the dude being like, he's got no emotion is what I think. Like, it's like a typical serial killer, man. He's got no emotion.
He looks like he wears like the New Balances while he's on the grill outside on his...
No, I don't see that.
He looks like such a dad.
No.
He doesn't
Is he even married?
Yeah, he got married because Xander was one of his
Oh,
groomsmen.
that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think he got married in Italy like this past summer.
yeah. I see because of his mob ties. That's why he was in Italy.
His what?
His mob ties.
Okay.
Cold-blooded killer.
Okay.
Cold-blooded killer is Patrick Cantlay. And then, like I said, Spieth. Spieth could kind of similar, hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold for Spieth. So
He's been hot this year.
Yes.
His strokes gained total and his finishes over his last 5 events been. I think there's like 3 or 4 of top tens in his last 5 events. I want to say.
So I think it could be possible for either one of those.
I was
three
picking
this
him
week.
quite a bit to start the year. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, my last one here. I'm going back to another long shot. I'm going with your boy Min Woo. Let him cook. First round leader.
Cook.
I got longer odds, plus 4,000 there, 6 units again. So going back to the sixer, a nice 6-pack for Min Woo. So yeah, Min Woo. I think again he's somebody who can get extremely hot. He had 2 eagles in one round. This past week he had I want to say like 4 or 5 eagles for the weekend or for the full week or for the full tournament, I should say. So he can get hot. So I like that. Just give me one good blazing start to the tournament. Get a first round leader on Thursday, and nice little payday for myself.
I'm going my last pick. I'm going to LIV. I got a Brooks Bryson parlay, top 10.
The Brooksy.
The Brooksy or Brian. What did you say?
Brian DeChambeau.
The Brian DeChambeau and the Brian Koepka.
Brian Koepka.
Yeah, the Brian parlay. Top 10 plus 340, 23 units on those two. So I really like the Bryson as I think I said earlier, as a potential outright pick this week, but there's no stopping that Brooks can come into a top 10 too as well. So I like that one. That one enticed me this week, and I haven't done a parlay in a little bit, so figured why not?
Okay.
Why not jump into it?
Well, that's all I got here. I've hit a couple in a row, but not made too many strides. But at least I'm not going backwards. But
I'm going
hopefully, man, I was looking so good. I thought I was going to get 2 back. I was going to get at least 100 units, and then freaking dead heat, man.
Tough.
But not going backwards, so that's good. But let's hopefully get something this week. That's all we got. I think this week we got a lot of golf happening this weekend, so that'll be fun. It's golf seasons, for most of the countries coming around, so that's good.
Yeah.
So
We're giving away. We just
yeah.
announced last week that we gave our Cobra Dark Speed LS driver away to one of the members.
Vicente Luvano.
Yes. Sorry if you're listening. We messed up your name on the live stream. Names are not my strong suit. That is for sure. I can remember people's names okay, but
I think
you're decent. You read the names pretty well. Like I'm looking through some of those, and I was like, oh man, I don't even know.
Like Shingxi, Hong Kong. That's flawless pronunciation.
It's pretty good. I got the Hong Kong part.
Golf club, you got that one.
I think it's a country club actually.
Oh yeah.
But the other thing too is we announced this week that we're giving away a. This is a long name here. Callaway Paradigm AI Smoke Max Driver. That's a long name. That's typing all that out. I was like, is this really correct? Like this is too much. Like the search engine, the SEO for Callaway must be crazy.
Yeah, it seems unnecessary.
A little crazy. I think you can at least get rid of the Paradigm in there. Just do an AI Smoke Max Driver.
Or the Max, slower. I think, is the easy one to get rid of.
Well,
Max.
yeah, there's different models. That's why. That's
the
Max model, and then they've got whatever. They've got a ton of different ones. So we're giving away one of those this week, and I think you sent out a nice little reminder to everyone. We got some new Arnold Palmer stuff in, and then we got a few stuff from previous season. Did you see their new Arnold Palmer golf shoes with Puma?
I did not.
These are sick.
That's pretty nice.
I mean, look at the bottom of the shoe.
Yeah, that's sick. I did see Adidas dope. Came out with their new shoes.
I mean, the inside, everything with the umbrella.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
That is dope. I might.
Adidas came out with new ones, but they look like a kind of traditional Adidas golf shoes, though.
Really?
That we've all seen before, but those are pretty sweet. Yeah.
I was eyeing them up. I was like, getting a little tempted. I don't know. All right.
That's all we got this week. Make sure if you are not a member of Cactus Golf Club yet or not, get signed up. You can maybe get a chance to win that AI Smoke Max
Abracadabra
Super
driver.
Max driver extreme.
Fee fi fo fum fees.
So make sure you're doing that. We got a lot of deals for you. We got another cool live stream at the end of this month where you're going to be able to win that driver. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends about us, and play lots of golf. Let's go golfing.
Gatorade.